Dear colleagues, as a head of an NHRI, I see monitoring and reporting as one of the most powerful tools we have and can make use of in situations of conflict and post-conflict, as we often can reach places, events and situations not accessible to others, for example, prisons, detentions, refugee camps, hospitals and other. Apart from ad hoc monitoring, as urgent conflict situations arise and demand instant attention, it is also very useful to plan ahead and maintain systemic monitoring of particular issues and situations, for example, police stations and other places of detention, even outside of the conflict. Also, for example, Croatia has been out of conflict situation for a couple of decades now, but we still maintain post-conflict related issues on our planning and monitoring and reporting. So as you can read in more details in the ENNHRI Guidance on the role of NHRIs in situations of conflict and post-conflict, since 2016 we continue to conduct on-site monitoring visits in various regions of the country, including areas affected by conflict in the past. We plan several visits each year, lasting 2 or more days, and build on issues reported in complaints by those living in these areas, as well as other sources, such as reports, studies or civil society information. As part of the visit, we find it extremely important to organize a so-called open day with ombudsman staff, which is promoted by local media, where individuals and communities are invited to talk to us, submit complaints and share their experiences. These are recorded and later on presented to different policymakers and parliamentary committees. At the same time, we hold a series of meetings with local and regional interlocutors and stakeholders, presenting issues we are aware of and starting a dialogue with them and with citizens, including on conflict and post-conflict related issues such as housing and reconstruction or minority rights, thus keeping those issues alive and on the table. This is particularly important as once the conflict ends, the parties involved quite understandably seek to move onward and forward from the conflict, thus intentionally and unintentionally brushing aside issues related to those harmed by the conflict. In particular, it is often difficult to bring attention to the issues of human rights of those who are lost in conflict or are somehow deemed responsible for it. Sometimes their human rights are regarded as less important or are even purposefully overlooked. And in such fragile contexts, NHRIs are key to engage the state, civil society, the public and the international human rights mechanisms on key trends of human rights violations, giving the voice to the victims and marginalized. Finally, I want to say that this project has provided an opportunity for NHRIs working in post-conflict situations to strengthen their ties with other European NHRIs, encouraging solidarity within the ENNHRI, which I find is one of the most important strengths of our network. Thank you so much and looking forward to working with you in the future as well.